What's up? How we feeling tonight, Bama Nation? Let's go! On a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. Hottest show in the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you guys here on this evening. You know what time it is. Hit that like button. As you're getting in here, smash the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Show me some love right there. Get those like levels raised up. I appreciate that. Tap in on that subscribe button as well. Hit subscribe right now. Make this your spot, your show, your channel, your space for all things Bama. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. Appreciate that coming from all of you. We're taking all phone calls tonight. You see the number above my head. Tap in with me. 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. One more time. 205-448-1358. I got to hear from all of you. You can comment in the YouTube chat line as well. Tonight's topic, though, biggest sleepers in the 2025 signing class for Bama that will be impactful. The sleepers. We all know the names like Keelan Russell, like Michael Carroll. They're big names in this class. Chuck McDonald the third, Dijon Lee Jr. There's some big names in this class. Derek Meadows, the five-star receiver that Alabama flipped from LSU. But who are some sleepers? Some guys that not a lot of people are talking about in this class that will be impactful. That's tonight's question here. 205-448-1358. Tap in with your boy on the phone lines right there. 205-448-1358. But we're getting to right now. The sleepers, in my opinion, number one, just off the rip, I love Mal Waldrop, offensive lineman, three-star, Central Phoenix City High School. This kid's a mauler. And I mean, yes, he was given a three-star grade, but his talent is bigger than the grade. You talk about a guy that plays mean, that plays picked off, that plays angry, that plays aggressive, and that finishes with defensive linemen on their bottom. He finishes that way every single time. He's a mauler in the run game. He can pass protect also, but I see Waldrop as a guard. I think he projects as a guard at the next level. He can counter around, he can pull around, he can kick out block, he can go man on man. Mal Waldrop is a mean dude blocking out there. And nothing excites me better than an offensive lineman playing picked off at the point of attack. And that's what you get there from Mal. I mean, I know you got Jackson Lord in this class. He's good in pass protection. You got Michael Carroll in this class. You got Micah DeBose in this class. You could still possibly get Ty Haywood in this class if he chooses to stick with the University of Alabama with that commitment. But I think Mal Waldrop as a sleeper, that kid can play. That is a flat out masher. That is a flat out mauler. I 100%. I like the Waldrop kid there. Number two sleeper for me is Yvonne Taylor in the secondary. Ivan Taylor, that kid's a thumper. Flat out hitter, brings the wood, brings the boom. I mentioned it in a recent video. Watching this kid hit, watching this young man tackle, watching his physicality on the field, it kind of puts me in the mental space of Ronnie Harrison. Now, I'm not saying Yvonne Taylor will be Ronnie Harrison. I'm just saying the way he hits, the way he is an enforcer on the back end, it puts me in the mindset of Harrison. But he can tackle, he can cover, he's an enforcer, brings the pain, brings that shoulder. He can play. Taylor can flat play. That's my second sleeper right there. That's going to be very, very impactful here for this team. My third sleeper, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with London Simmons here as my third sleeper. London Simmons. I think London Simmons is a more athletic version of Tim Keenan on the defensive line. London is not going to wow you with just big, freakish athleticism, but he's a bit more athletic. He's more athletic than than Tim Keenan at this point. This is a guy that gives you consistent production on that defensive line. And while Alabama did get to JUCO kids, those some of those JUCO kids either. We can look at Steve Bolo Mbamoa from Southwest Mississippi Community College and Cavante Henry from Cerritos Community College in California. Don't sleep on neither of those JUCO kids, but I think London Simmons is going to give you a lot there from that defensive line perspective. So he would be number 3, in my opinion. The fourth name that's kind of a sleeper to me, and it's because of the fact that you've got a lot of running backs on your roster as it is. And I kind of want to see what does Keelan Deere do? What does Ackland Deere do in that running back room, right? Because you've got, Justice Haynes in that room, Jam Miller in that room, Richard Young in that room. You've got Kevin Riley in that room. You've got Daniel Hill in that room. What does a Keelan Deere do? That would be my fourth sleeper to keep an eye on. I mean, last but not least, Alabama brought in a punter in this class. And I think as a punter, he's a sleeper also. I think he's got a chance to make an impact here. You're taking over for the departed James Burnip, who will head to the NFL draft after the season. I know Alabama got a punter in this class. The young man's first name is Alex. His last name starts with the A, kind of difficult to pronounce there, but I think he will be somebody from California at 6'4", 190 pounds. That could be a sleeper as well. When you look at this class, so those are just my biggest sleepers here. You look at this 2025 class for your Crimson Tide, in a class that right now the number 2 class in the country, or one of the top classes here in the country. So very happy and pleased with Kang and the board was able to bring in. But 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. Want to hear from all of you. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Who would you say, Bama Nation, biggest sleepers in this 2025 class, but these young men are still going to be highly impactful? Definitely want to hear from you. Tomorrow night, you got the ACC championship game between SMU and Clemson. A lot of intrigue on this game because we know SMU handled that business. Bama is in the college football playoff. That's that number 11 seed right there. We're going to see how this all goes down. Bama would be in the college football playoff either way. I mean, whether it's a Clemson win or an SMU win, but it's going to be interesting to see how this ACC championship game goes on tomorrow. My guy, Big Bill from New York, said, hello, Stephen Rowe, Todd Rowe. Appreciate you, Bill, being a part here of the action on tonight. So, I mean, you got the ACC championship game on tomorrow. You've got the sleepers here for in terms of Bama's recruiting class. Monday of next week, you got the transfer portal opening where the NCAA is concerned. My guy, Big Bill, dropping that $7 donation in here. Appreciate it. Bill. Watch the receivers come to us from the portal next season when our quarterback focuses on passing more than running himself. Bill, I'm telling you, next year's quarterback conversation, keep an eye on that. You've got Ty Simpson coming back. You've got Dylan Lonergan. You've got Austin Mack. And then you have Keenan Russell, who, in my opinion, that kid's different. Keenan Russell, the throwing, the passing ability, the accuracy, his ability to make every throw, layer the passes in there, extend plays, the kid's special. So you've got Simpson, Lonergan, Mack, and Russell. Next spring is going to be a very exciting quarterback conversation. You definitely want to keep your eyes on that. But so much here to discuss when you look at the signing class, when you look at college football playoff, a lot right here for Alabama. And definitely want to hear from all of you, the Bama fans. Once again, that number 205 448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. But for me, just getting into a conversation that I had in a recent video that I put out today, and it was about the fair weather fans versus just passionate fans, just those who you want to see your team be better and do better and make those adjustments and make those improvements. And when that doesn't happen, you as a passionate fan, you're not afraid to call your team out. And that does not make you a fair weather fan. That just says, hey, I am super locked in on my football team. I am super locked in and want my team to do well. I am super locked in on wanting to see my team at their best. That when I'm not seeing my team at their best, I got to call them out for it, right? Because the only way I can get the result that I need to get is if I point out what's wrong, point to it, call it out, expose what is wrong so that corrections can be made, so that the betterment can be done, so that the improvement can happen. A fair weather fan, in my opinion, are the fans that they only jump on the wagon when their teams are doing great. When their teams are doing bad, they're brushing their team off. Well, that ain't my team, and screw that, and I ain't a part of that. But then once their team starts back winning again, oh, I was always 10 toes down, or I was always rocking with this team, or I was always about this team. No, no, that's a fair weather fan. But a fan that's given proper constructive criticism is a fan that even when their team is up, when their team is down, they're rocking with that team. It's just, hey, if that team is not doing what they need to do, sometimes you got to give some constructive criticism there. Jackson Johnson is here. What's up, Crimson Tide Nation? Appreciate you, Jackson. GPG 1783 is here. Latsier, not Natsier Brooks is the biggest sleeper in this class. Track speed and all-around great athlete. If he sticks with Bama, he'll be great. Sleeper too. This is a guy that set every New Jersey high school record for receiving yards at 5'9", 175 pounds. Brooks can go. He can flat go. He can get vertical quick. He can get up and down the field. Very good route runner. I love Brooks. I know the Meadows kid is 6'5", 200 pounds. I get it. But Brooks is a flat-out athlete that can run every route on the route tree, that can get vertical fast, that can get up and down the field. I agree. Brooks is a sleeper as well. But we're going to take our first call of the night. And guess what? You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Hello, Stephen. This is Mike in Austin. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, Mike. Doing fantastic, my man. I'm getting excited about tomorrow. You got the ACC title game between SMU and Clemson. This game, a lot of intrigue here for Bama fans. So I'm ready for tomorrow night.
I am too, man. It's going to be an excellent day. I'm just disappointed that Bama's on the sidelines, but so be it. So be it. I'm a good weather fan, so be it. But as far as tomorrow goes, Stephen, I think Georgia is going to beat Texas. I think Georgia's ready. I think they got the wind in their back. They're somewhat healthy. They're PO. They're a little angry about the doubters on their program. I still think they're the standard. As far as Texas goes, their offense has only been semi-impressive. And so I think Georgia is going to beat Texas again. That's what I think is going to play out. But so that's going to, but I want to give you one quick stat I heard today, man. And this blew my mind. This one quick stat. Georgia is 51-1 against teams not named Alabama. 51-1. I mean, I don't want to call Georgia a dynasty because I'm a Bama fan, but that's a pretty dang impressive stat if you ask me. So congratulations to Kirby Nick Saban disciple, playing Sarkeesian. Yeah, you're welcome, Texas. You're welcome for Sarkeesian. We rehabbed him literally and football. So I'm just kudos to Georgia on that. But like I said, Georgia is going to beat Texas tomorrow. What do you think about that game, Stephen?
I mean, Mike, that's going to be an awesome matchup. You got two Saban disciples going at it. You've got Kirby Smart, who picked up everything Saban likes defensively, right? So you got the defensive disciple in Kirby Smart going up against the offensive disciple in Steve Sarkeesian that can create any matchup you want to create out there. That's gonna be insane. And even more so than Sarkeesian versus Kirby, I'm looking at the coordinator matchup between the offensive minds of Texas versus the defensive minds of Georgia. When you look at Glenn Schumann on that staff and Travaris Robinson on that staff, that's going to be a chess match.
It's going to be a chess match. It is. And as far as Texas goes, we've kind of been down on Texas all year about their soft schedule, and they have had a soft SEC schedule. They have. But from this point, I mean, they deserve to be where they're at. All they're newcomers in the conference, and I live in Texas, but I'm not a Texas fan. That Texas has won the games they got to win. They beat the SEC teams they got to beat, and they deserve to go to this game. So it is going to be an excellent game. But on your topic you're talking about, as far as fair weather fans, you go, here's what I think's playing out a little bit. Because just so you know, I'm about 60 years old, man. I've seen the good Bama. I've seen the Mike Price bad Bama. I've seen it from one side to the other. I think a lot of our fan base has only been, because, Nick Saban's been our coach for 15, 16, 17 years or whatever. So maybe they're only familiar with the absolute success that we've had every year, where we've either been playing in the national championship or pretty dang close to it. So I think Bama fans are a little spoiled, but I just want to remind people that, we got to earn these games, man. We got to earn these victories. And I think year one under DeBoer has been successful. But let me tell you this, Stephen, just one more thing before I go. When you listen to Coach DeBoer speak, sometimes, or anybody, but I listen to Coach DeBoer a lot. They may talk for 10 or minutes or so trying to explain something, but only little snippets of what they say is really what they intend to mean. And what DeBoer says a lot, I'm picking up on, he'll say things like this: well, my vision for the team. Well, the way I would like to coach the team. And when I get it, what I'm getting at that is this: he's still trying to say, that this is not yet his roster. This is not yet his team. Milroe, these are Saban's guys that he's coaching. I think, especially in the most important position, the QB position, Milroe. Either way, not, this is no judgment on Milroe, but Milroe is not DeBoer's quarterback. This guy from Duncanville, he's more of a DeBoer a better thrower, more accurate passer. Because let's be honest, you know why we lost the Oklahoma game? Because we just plain got our butt kicked. But Milroe had a horrible, horrible, horrible game, along with the rest of our team too. But anyway, just listen to what DeBoer says a lot. He always says it, well, my vision for the team and what I have planned, he knows these are not yet his guys. So give this coach some time. Give these coordinators some time. Yeah, we can be put more heat on the coordinator, sure. But give this coach some time. Our recruiting class is good. The future is bright, and the fan base is still there. We got the right guy for the job at the head coaching position. We brought in an excellent recruiting class. And Stephen, and I expected 3 losses. And keep in mind, the last couple of years with Nick Saban, we could have easily had 4 losses. If you don't remember, we could have very easily had 4 losses the last year and year before Nick Saban. So give DeBoer time. Ignore another thing too, man. Social media. No offense, dude. No offense. But social media fuels a lot of this stuff, man. They're called influencers, and they influence people negatively sometimes. Just one week somebody is saying this, the very same person is saying a different thing the next week. Whatever gets the clicks and the few views, and that's nothing against you. The whole world's about clicks and views. Sometimes you got to say negative stuff to get clicks, and views. But when it comes to our team, guys, just stay strong. It's on the right track, man. Hey, Steven, keep up the good work, my man. Keep up the good click. Keep up the good work, my man. I'll talk to you later, dude. You take care, man.
Appreciate Mike from Austin being a part of the show here on a Friday. We moved to this caller, baby. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Hi, Stephen, Bill from New York, man. How you doing?
Bill, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Tomorrow you got Clemson and SMU. Going to be a great matchup here with some rooting interest where Alabama is concerned. I'm just really excited about this recruiting class, Bill, that Alabama just brought in. After going back and breaking down some tape on these 21 individuals that the board has brought in, I like all of these kids. A few of these kids are going to be sleepers. You may not know them now, but they're going to be highly impactful. I really like this class.
Well, I love it that they focused a lot on the offensive line. Not that I think ours was bad. I think personally, I think this year's team is loaded with talent. I don't think that was their problem. But anyway, like like I said the other day, I'd like to move Proctor to right tackle. I hope we got a guy to play left tackle, and I think we'd have a great line. You're saying we bringing in these good guards. I think we got a whole bunch of guys that can protect the quarterback. And let me just touch on that last call a little bit. I think Texas is going to beat Georgia. I think that Sarkisian is probably the best mind in all of football, maybe pro and college. I think that Kirby, he had his he's got his titles, whatever, but that team isn't the same team. Not to me, anyway. I'm not saying they're bad, but I just don't think they're going to win. But what I want to do mainly is compliment you about what you said about fair weather fans. Look, you know, I even heard one show where it was strongly implied, if not outright stated, that people that weren't fond of the way Milrow was playing are racist. And I don't like hearing that. You know what I mean? Because you're talking. I'm a guy who wasn't satisfied with his play, but nobody knows anything about my life and my wife and my children. Nobody knows what I do. I was a guy when Mac Jones, when they announced him the starter, I thought Saban was crazy. Yeah, I did. I said, how could you leave this guy Bryce Young on the bench? It has nothing to do with it. We're Tide fans. We're Alabama fans. We want what we think is best for the team. That's why we're here on shows like this. We're here on shows like this to say what we think. It is not all-knowing proclamations. We're just talking about how we think Alabama would be better. And I had a different opinion than Saban that year. Of course, I was a fool for thinking that. But, we won an undefeated, who won the title. But that was my opinion. And I'm glad you don't do that. I'm glad that you have.
Right.
I've been telling you for years, you got the best show and you got the best podcast there is. Right. And I really appreciate it, man.
And so, Bill, the reason why I had this conversation with the fans is, so prime example, we as people, and especially as consumers of Alabama football, we just want to see a good product. And we're with the team, we're supporting the team, but if we see something that can be better, we're going to make our voices known. This can be better. It's just like,
right.
If I was to walk into McDonald's right now and I wanted a quarter pounder with cheese and they make my meal or whatever I order, but they make my meal and they hand me my meal and I look at that meal and something's not right with it, I'm not just going to sit there and settle on, okay, my meal is wrong, I'll just eat it. No, I'm going to walk right back in that McDonald's. Hey, can I get my meal made properly? Can I get my meal made better?
Right.
Because I deserve a good meal. If I'm going to sit there and pay X amount of dollars for this food, you're going to have my food right, or I'm getting a refund. So it's the same thing here. We all love Alabama football. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if you were Paul Bear Bryant era, the Gene Stallings era, really doesn't matter what era you came in, you enjoy Alabama football. So if you see something not right and you're super into your team, You want to see your team do better.
Exactly. The only other thing I want to say is I saw in one newspaper that if we make the playoffs, we were slotted to play Notre Dame, and I'm telling you, we'll run them off the field. Just like these two teams, Clemson and SMU. I can't even comment on them. I got nothing to say. They're second-rate non-SEC teams. Let me tell you something. We'll make Notre Dame wish they were never born, just like we did when they had that crazy linebacker that everyone said was going to wipe us out. And he's talking to a guy who I don't know what he's doing, right? And let me tell you, they ran over him. They steamrolled that guy and the whole team. That was one of the happiest nights of my life. I wish I could relive that a couple of times. Man, we were knocking them all over the field. It got to the point where I was laughing. I was laughing. But Stephen, I'm going to let you go. I don't want to dominate anything. Listen, thanks for taking my call as always. Again, you're the best.
Appreciate my man Bill from New York calling in right here on a Friday to the show. That game Bill is referring to, that 2013 BCS National Championship game off a 2012 season between Alabama and Notre Dame. Probably the most exciting part of that game was Barrett Jones and A.J. McCarron getting into it a little bit. That was the only action the whole game. I mean, you ran over Manti Te'o. That was Eddie Lacy and T.J. Yeldon just running completely over that dude. But you're the only big time action, only big time tension, if you can call it tension, was Barrett Jones and AJ McCarron, and those two were just trying to get on the same page to get the call right. So that was that right there. But yeah, just going back to my thought here that I had in a recent video. You as an Alabama fan, you guys just want to see your team succeed. You want to see your team excel. You want to see your team be the best. And when you see things on the field that you don't necessarily like, you're going to call it out. That's your duty as a fan, is to call it out. Hey, I want to see my team out there dominating everybody. And if I see something that's holding my team up from dominating everybody, I got to call it out. That doesn't make me a fair weather fan. That makes me an informed fan, a locked in fan, a passionate fan. I'm all on Bama. And if I want to see Bama run everybody else through the floor, then I gotta call out as a fan what I'm seeing that's wrong. The fair weathers are those that I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. That's that thing. But just wanted to give some context, to that, because I've been seeing that quite a bit lately. But the biggest question of the night, though, people, biggest sleepers, if you got a chance to look at this 2025 class that Alabama just brought in, signing day on Wednesday. Of course, if it gets any more guys, it'll be at the traditional signing day, which would be in February. But um, if you saw the class and you like the class that was brought in, who are the biggest sleepers in this class? Like, who are the biggest sleepers in this 2025 class that you feel like will still be impactful? I appreciate that coming from all of you. But my girl Monica Petaway is in here. She says, I'm glad to know Ryan Williams not going anywhere, especially now that Keelan Russell just signed with Bama. I'm so excited. Monica, Keelan and Ryan, Keelan and Hollywood, they got a little connection going already. I mean, Keelan was on Hollywood's Instagram Live talking about, hey, I'm coming in here. I'm trying to win. I want a national championship. I'm trying to get at this Heisman Trophy. Keelan kept this whole recruiting class together. He really did. And the swagger that he has, the confidence that he has, poise in which he plays with, this guy can literally make every throw on a football field. Senior year right now, he's got over 3,000 passing yards, nearly 50 touchdowns. It's a flat baller. Just recently picked up the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Texas. He's going after a third state championship for Duncanville High School. Being on a special, man. I'm just looking forward to seeing everything that he does where this program is concerned. But 205 448 1358 for them to call in to let your voice be made known here on the show. 205 448 1358. Let's see here. We got Monica Petaway writes in, yep, I became a fan back when Florida was at the top of the SEC. Yeah, Monica, you was a fan back when they had on Spurrier running stuff right there. A fan of Alabama, that is. We got here Christian Hills, Roll Tide, Stephen M. Skyline Crew. Let's get it, baby. That's Skyline. We're repping it here. We got Coach Juan. What's up, Bama fam? We appreciate you, Coach Juan, being a part here of the show. We got here, let's see. Christian Hughes writes in, I remember the Mike Shula days, Mike Price. Yeah, those some dark days before Saban. We will be fine, Roll Tide. Look, I grew up in the latter Stallings, entering DeBose, Franchione, Price, Shula. That was me right there. I grew up in the latter Gene Stallings, smacking the Mike DeBose, Coach Fran, Dennis Franchione, Mike Price, Mike Shula. That was me right there. Thing I'm telling you, need to get a right tackle, D lineman, and a defensive back or two in the portal. D line's a little thin. D line came up as young. That's why you ended up getting two JUCO guys in this class, and Steve Bolo, Mbamoa, and Cavante Henry. But I can see Alabama definitely looking at maybe one tackle from the portal. We'll see. Defensive lineman from the portal. We'll see. Defensive back. Ah, don't think you will need a defensive back from the portal unless somebody just enters the portal that you just can't pass up on. Now, if somebody enters the portal at that defensive back position that is just that special that you cannot pass up, then I say get them. But if nobody enters that portal that you just can't pass up, because you got a ton of DBs coming back, ton of guys at that position. Now, right tackle, you find somebody in the portal at right tackle, I say get them. Anybody in that portal with marquee experience at that right tackle position, I would say get that guy. But I appreciate Caleb Taylor giving his thoughts here on the show. Let's see here. Appreciate all of you guys writing in. My guy, Herb, the Herb and Raj podcast. Herb and Raj, what's up, Stephen M? What's up, Herb and Raj, my guys? Absolutely. Herb and Raj, we moved Alabama in 94. That's when we became fans. So Herb and Raj have been Bama fans since 1994. Absolutely. Herb and Raj also saying, is Odom leaving? I haven't heard anything about Caleb Odom. I don't think he leaves. I hope he doesn't leave. This is 6'5", 230 pounds athlete, was special in spring practice, was good in summer workouts, great in fall camp, to the point where Jamarcus Shepard, wide receivers coach, pulls Caleb Odom from a tight end room to the wide receivers. So hopefully Caleb Odom does not make that decision to leave. Yes, he's been underutilized for sure, Herb and Raj, but I hope that Caleb Odom stays right here in Tuscaloosa. Coach Juan writes in, I go back to them, Curry and Years and Stallings. So Coach Juan, Bill Curry, Gene Stallings guy. There you go right there. Let's see. Monica Petaway goes, what made me a fan was my circumstance have been different. Hold on. What made me a fan was had my circumstances been different, I would have attended the University of Alabama. My dear aunt, who's now gone, lived on her own in Mobile. So Monica telling more of how she became an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. Appreciate all of you guys for getting your thoughts in here on this show. And like I said, for me, I became an avid watcher, fan of Alabama football. This would be 97. So 97, which is the bottom part of Gene Stallings, entering into the Mike DeBose era, course, this Franchione era, Mike Price, Mike Shula. So that's where it started for me prior to when Saban came in. Now, when Saban came in, I became, I guess, fan and then more so analyst, reporter, because I covered basically the entire Saban era from the reporting standpoint, doing this from Touchdown Alabama magazine. So that'll be just my whole journey there. But 205-448-1358, but I'm going to call in to let your voice be made here on the show. 205-448-1358. Definitely want to hear from all of you. But right now, we're going to take a small break here on the show. We'll be right back to return to the chat line and to get your phone calls here. But right now, we're going to go to a quick word to our partners, our people at Alumni Hall. We'll be right back.
We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, it is. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Rock that band without the shirt right here. Fresh Pomo. Gotta also rock the all pink. Kanye West right there. Key chains. Gotta get you some key chains. University of Alabama key chains.
I'm telling you, if you
are a die-hard Alabama fan, if you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in the game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Absolutely, folks. Alumni Hall. Check out our guys right there in Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa. They got your gear for you. We're back rocking and rolling to the action from the break. Hottest show in these streets. Talking your Bama football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Continue tapping that like button. Get those like levels up right there. Smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Tap in with me. Make this your spot, your channel, your network for all things Tide football. That daily Super Chat go, $100 daily. Super Chat go, $100 right there. We appreciate that. For you, my guy J. Cole writes in, I became a fan because of my grandfather. May you rest in peace. God bless you. Jesus Christ be with you at all times. Appreciate you, J. Cole. For that, he became a fan because of his grandfather. Ask Bama Girl 26 is in here. Let's get those likes up. Y'all see ya? Ask Bama Girl 26. You know what's up right there. Roll Tide and Rise Up. I was a casual fan being from Tuscaloosa, moving to Georgia and listening to these crazy Georgia fans talk junk about Alabama made me a fanatic, passionate, not a fair weather. Hey, there you go. There you go, Roll Tide and Rise Up. There you go. Appreciate that right there. Let's see here. Herb and Raj podcast. Do you think we will have changes to the coaching staff? I think possibly Sheridan. Nick Sheridan may not come back. I would like to see Kane Womack stick around because I think he's good. I think his defense, each game, each week, they've made progress. They've made improvement. Sheridan, I don't know about that. I mean, Sheridan could come back. He may not. We will just see. Jackson Johnson giving us a roll tide. Roll tide to you, Jackson. Christian Hughes. Stephen M. Have you heard anything about the running backs staying or leaving? I've heard nothing about the running backs leaving or going anywhere at this point. I think all of those guys potentially have a chance to come back. So I haven't heard anything about the running backs leaving right now. My guy, who's your favorite? Herb Raj. Don't y'all do this to me right now. Don't y'all make me choose between the two of y'all. Don't y'all do this right now. But if I had to, give me Raj. Herb, I love you, but give me Raj. If I had to, give me Raj for right now. Give me Raj. Let's see here. Herb and Raj. If Sheridan goes, who do I want? If Sheridan goes, let's see. If Sheridan goes, would it be wrong to give a call to Joe Brady? To bring Joe Brady in here? Seeing what he did with that LSU offense with Joe Burrow. Would it be wrong to give Joe Brady a call? We'll give Joe Brady a call. Would it be wrong if you would hire from the inside, maybe Coach Jamarcus Shepard, maybe Coach Shep, maybe Coach Shep, there you go. So, but yeah, Joe Brady would possibly be my first call. He would definitely be the first call there. Let's see here. Jackson Johnson writes, and it would be cool if we play Ohio State in the college football playoff, and I would love a rematch against Tennessee so that we don't have to wait for revenge for a year. There we go. There we go. Ask Bama Girl 26. I became a super fan when I completed the yearly journalism competition in '93. I wanted to be an Alabama grad. Appreciate Bama Girl 26 right there. I'm sorry, Herb and Raj. I'm sorry, Herb, to cut you like that going with Raj. I'm sorry, Herb, to cut you like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. Roll Tide and Rise Up. Brady is a good choice. I would like Joe Brady. I really would. I would like Joe Brady. Let's see here. Monica Pettigray. Herb and Raj, that's torture. Man, look. I told Herb I'm sorry. I told him I'm sorry, Herb. I had to go with Raj, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Herb. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I started watching Bama in the 1970s, listening to Keith Jackson. Oh, yeah. Keith Jackson, that dude. Keith is that guy. Herb and Raj, don't ever ask a question you don't want the answer to. Yeah, man. Yeah, Herb. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. We're going to take this call right here. We're going to take this call. You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
How's it going, Steven and Smell? It's Pat calling from Atlanta, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Steven, I was pondering on something real quick, man. I want to get your thoughts on it. So coming up for this playoff, Lord willing, if we make it. So why don't we switch some up on the offensive line? Why wouldn't we? I know I seen Booker playing some tackle earlier this year when I think he played right tackle. Why don't we switch it up and put Booker on this left tackle since he's our dominant lineman, and then put Proctor on our right tackle and just go with Jaden Roberts and Thornby as our left guard. You know what I'm saying, to cover the edge. I was saying, like, you know what I'm saying, just switch up the line a little bit because we've been having some struggles with the offensive lineman. I would think that might help some. What you think on that?
That's interesting. That's interesting. So you would put Book at left tackle, Proctor at right tackle. So you would have big 6'7" Wilkin Thornby as a guard. Hey, I like that. You would have big 6'7" Wilkin Thornby as a guard, and you would have Jaden Roberts as the other guard. Hey, that ain't bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Because we've been having some struggles with that, and then going up if it stays the same, and we're going up to South Bend with it being cold as it is, we're gonna rely heavy on the run. So we just, what I'm saying, run it down their throats. You know what I mean? Just out physical, make it a physical game. Keep the ball, keep time possession, and just control the game. I feel like that'll work. I mean, I figured it would have happened by now. Because that was the only thing I've seen is just that I've had questions about throughout, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Man, that would not be bad at all because you would get you some size on the outside. You would get you some size in the phone booth at guard with, like I said, Wilkin Thornby at 6'7". That's something to write down. Bro, I'm going to keep that in mind. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir, Steve. Roll Tide, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate that call right there. That's an intriguing thought right there. That's an intriguing thought. So definitely keep that one in mind there. Let's get some chats right here. Get some chats right here. We got the Whoa Nelly. Keith Jackson's a legend. Keith Jackson was an absolute legend. Absolutely. GT18. Keith was the best. Yes, he was. Keith Jackson's one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of get into podcasting a little bit because I just enjoyed his voice and what he brought. Jackson Johnson, the best of the best. Absolutely. Keith Jackson. Let's see here. Bama Girl 26. Let's ride with it. with that $20 donation, dropping the love in there. She says, my favorite player is George Teague. Hey, Teague was that dude now. Teague still got Lamar Thompson somewhere crying. He probably got Terrell Owens still shook up from stepping on that star in Cowboy Stadium. So her favorite player is George Teague. Monica Petaway, my favorite player is Dre Kirkpatrick. It's crazy, man. We all watched Dre Sr., Dre, and now Dre Jr. is at Bama right now. Boy, man, it's going to be dope watching Dre Jr. Man, when young Dre get a chance, it's going to be dope watching Dre Jr. Let's see here. Pastor B. Sup, Steve? What's up, Pastor B? We in here. How you feeling, man? Jackson Johnson. My favorite player is Trent Richardson. Trent was that dude in college. I still remember. I think it was 2012. No, it was 2011. Bama versus Arkansas. Trent bounced off like 9 different dudes and scored. Trent just bounced off 9 different cats and just scored. Herb responding to Jackson Johnson. I want to know what happened to Trent in the NFL. He was a beast. Now, Herb, look, man, Herb, I had a thought about that too, bro. So my answer to that is, if you listen to the Pivot podcast, Trent tells you exactly what happened to him. He tells you exactly what happened to him. You know, he had situations with his family pulling on him, just a lot of things that did not necessarily deal with football hurt him. Of course, the moments where he got traded, that hurted him as well. It was just sad for Trent because when he was at Alabama, that guy was just a full-on difference maker. Tough as Nails writes in, Caraway Jersey's favorite player, Major Ogilvy. Hey, man, Major Ogilvy was that dude too now. So if you talk about players that have their jerseys ripped off, they shoulder pads, and was still running, Major Ogilvy was that guy. Jackson Johnson, George Teague stripping that ball from Lamar Thomas in the 1993 Sugar Bowl was the play of the game right there. Yes, it was. It took the life out of Miami. It took the absolute life out of Miami. Herb and Raj podcast. I remember when he said something like 7 Netflix accounts he didn't even know about. So, yes, people definitely pulled on him. Yes, 7 different Netflix accounts he didn't know about. So, Trent, I'm happy that he's found a piece coaching the game now. I'm proud of him. He's found a piece in terms of coaching the game. And Trent still comes home to the University of Alabama to give back and mentoring and encouraging and speaking and sharing life to people. So I'm just so thankful that he's found that piece in terms of coaching. Herb and Raj podcast comes back with John Alexander was a beast that seems to be forgotten because of what he played. Sean was that guy. Okay. Sweet Feet Sean Alexander was that dude. You want to talk about carrying an offense? Sean Alexander carried an offense. Now, yes, that offense did have Andrews out. Yes, that offense did have Freddie Millins. Yes, that offense did have some dudes. But Sean Alexander, great. Them jokers. All right. He carried them. So, absolutely. Yes, Sean, people forget about Sean. Sean Wiley, never forget. Sean, who gonna forget the King Derrick Henry? Don't forget King Henry. Ain't nobody gonna forget King Henry now. Nobody. Nobody in their right mind is gonna forget King Henry. Absolutely not. Like that man at 6'3", 247 pounds. Nobody gonna forget Derrick Henry. Period. Brother won the Heisman Trophy. Once you put your hands on that Heisman, no one's gonna forget Henry. No one's gonna forget Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram won the Heisman also. Tough as nails. Sean was a great back for the Seahawks. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Sean was a tremendous back for the Seahawks. And yes, to Jackson Johnson, one of Rogers' favorites is definitely George Teague. One of Rogers' favorites is definitely George Teague right there. Sean Wiley, even Tua, Julio Jones, Devontae Smith. No one's forgetting Tua. No one's forgetting Julio Jones. And no one's forgetting Devontae Smith. These are all legendary players who made their mark on the history of this program. So no one's forgetting any of those guys. If you are forgetting any of those guys, I may need to check your pulse if you're forgetting any of those guys. So that just speaks to the greatness that has come through this Alabama football program. And this 2025 recruiting class that just signed on has the potential for even more players to make their mark. When you look at a Keelan Russell, a chance to make his mark, a chance for a Natsir Brooks to make his mark, a chance for a Derek Meadows to make his mark, a Mal Waldrop, a Michael Carroll, a Jackson Lloyd, a Micah DeBose to make their mark, a Marshall Pritchard to make his mark. I mean, you got a chance to have a lot of players in this 2025 class make their mark here. Monica Petaway writes in, facts, Steve. I mean, you got a lot of players on the case this program, Monica, a lot of them. A lot of them. Do y'all know how hard it is for me to keep tabs on all of these players that came through here during my time of coverage? You know how hard that is for me to keep a list of Rolodex of names sealed in my mind that I got to recall up. And not just the players, the actual data that these players can put down. You know how hard that is for you, boy? It's hard for me to do. Thank God I'm able to do it the best that I know how to. That's hard, man. Tough as nails. Derek, tough as nails. Derek's going to go down as a top 5 running back all time in the NFL. That stiff arm, bro, will put you in a spin cycle for the rest of your life. Derek goes down as one of the greatest high school running backs, one of the greatest college running backs, and one of the greatest NFL running backs. Like, not too many people can accomplish what Derrick Henry has accomplished. You're one of the greatest high school backs, one of the greatest college backs, and now one of the greatest NFL backs. That's just different. Tough as nails writes back in. Najee leaping over defense, and Najee Harris leaping over DBs. Like he's special also. Jackson Johnson. My favorites are Trent Richardson, Julio Jones, Joe Namath, Bryce Young, Kenny Stabler, Tua Tagovailoa, Pat Trammell, Harry Gilmore, Ryan Williams. So Jackson, you got a whole throwback, bro. You got the whole Daniel Moore oil painting throwback. The thing is, you just put down here just the whole Daniel Moore oil painting throwback here. Herb and Raj podcast. The amount of carries Henry got at every level is insane. It is. It is. Herb, it is. The amount of carries that Derrick Henry got in his career is insane. He got insane carries in high school at Uni. He got insane carries at Alabama. And he's getting insane carries in the NFL. There should be a case study on how Derrick Henry is able to keep his body so well conditioned despite the hits he takes. That should be a case study. How is Derrick able to ensure his body so much well care despite the hits he takes on his body? There you go. Monica Petaway. Yes. So glad Najee did not go to Michigan and he listened to Tua. Yes, I am happy that Najee Harris did not go to Michigan and he did listen to Tua when Tua was saying, come on, brother. I'm reading my Bible, brother. Come to Alabama, brother. Come with me, brother. And Najee's like, yeah, brother, I'm going to go with you to Alabama. Yeah, that whole thing right there. So I'm happy that Derrick, that Najee did take Tua's advice there. So Court Connor, Who you got tonight? Boise. Now, do you mean Boise or UNLV, Court? Because SMU, they got to play tomorrow against Georgia. So do you mean Boise or UNLV? I'm going to take UNLV over Boise. I kind of want UNLV to win. I mean, no offense to Boise. I like the Genty kid, but I kind of want to go UNLV here. Kind of want to go UNLV. Slowpoke writes in, I truly believe players are waiting to see what Miltor is going to do before they commit, or what Milrow is going to do before they commit. So, yeah, I can see that, Slowpoke. I can see that. Christian Hughes writes in, we can't forget about Bo. Yes, you can't forget Bo Scarborough. Of course, I've always been on this. If Bo doesn't get hurt in the national championship game against Clemson, Bama beats Clemson, period. I stand on that hill. If Bo does not get hurt in the national championship game against Clemson, Bama beats Clemson, and I will stand on that hill. I will stand on that. Yeah, yes, Court, we got you. We got you there against UNLV. We got you. We got you. Herb and Raj podcast. Is it bad? I hope Milrow gets a first-round grade and goes to the draft. Herb and Raj, no, that's not bad. No! You better strike with an iron hot and get that money. It ain't bad to hope that. You better strike with an iron hot and get that, right? That paper. Better strike with that iron hot. No, it ain't bad. No, it ain't bad. If Milrow first round, Milrow, you better get your tap. Go get that money. Go get that money. Strike while the iron's hot. Get that money. Let's see here. Mr. G writes here, we would have won 3 in a row, too, if Bo not hurt. That's what I'm saying. You would have won. You would have won 3 in a row if Bo does not get hurt. Let's see here. Tough as nails is rolling in more Bama players. Yeldon, Drake, and Gibbs. Yes, TJ Yeldon, Kenyon Drake, and Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, okay. Bama Nation, I got a question for you. Drop this in the chat right now. Who would win in a foot race? Drake or Gibbs? Who would win that? For real. I want y'all to answer this. If you had to put the money on one of them, who would win in a foot race? Drake or Gibbs? Who would do it? All right. Here we go. Christian Hughes. We had that natty, Stephen M. I know y'all did. I know Bama did. Man. I know Bama did. But this is what happens when the injury happened to Bo. When the injury happened to Bo, it just went all the way down. It went all the way down. CJ 1818. Trent had a DB covering the out of bounds line, hit that okie doke in the end zone. That great memory against Ole Miss. Absolutely. Court Connor says Drake. So he's got Drake over Gibbs. Sean Wiley has Gibbs in this. Herb and Raj has Gibbs, but that's because I watched him last night. Theron Wright. Ruggs would smoke both. Hey, Henry Ruggs. Ruggs probably would smoke both. Henry Ruggs probably might smoke both. Let's see. Monica Petway says, I say a tie. Carl Poole says Gibbs with the hands. Yes. Mike G, Mr. G says Gibbs is fastest guy I ever saw. Drake fast, but Gibbs by a step. Okay. So Mr. G's got Gibbs by a step. Slowpoke. Shout out to the baby rhino Josh Jacobs for running over that Oklahoma player and sending him to the shadow realm, rolling. Absolutely. Coach Juan, Drake, hands down. So Coach Juan has Drizzy Drake over Gibbs. So this is an interesting conversation right there. I like this. If you had to put the money on somebody, oh, man, don't forget Waddle. Hold on. Now, GT18 going to make me start off. Okay, GT18, oh, my goodness. Are y'all serious? And then are y'all serious now? Y'all gonna make me redo the whole list. And so Herb goes, you can't put a wide receiver up against them running back stuff. Y'all gonna have him do a whole list. Drake, Gibbs, Waddle, J-Mo, Henry Ruggs, all in a foot race. Who take it? Gibbs, Drake, Jamison Williams, Waddle, Henry Ruggs. In a foot race, those 5. Who take it? Who take it? Because y'all done put J-Mo in this. Y'all done put, okay. Monica goes J-Mo in the foot race. Monica apparently says J-Mo wins that. Tough as Nails is going to Ruggs. Let's see. Raj loves Drake, but he will vote for Gibbs. Theron goes, Julio ran a 4.3 on a broken ankle. Oh my goodness. GT18 probably going Ruggs on that. Herb and Raj says Ruggs, Waddle, J-Mo, Gibbs, Drake in that order. Oh my goodness. GT18, he's probably taking Ruggs. Mr. G, Gibbs in 5th gear after 5 steps. Oh my gosh. Who wants to know, speaking of Henry Ruggs, do you think he'll have another chance to get back in the NFL? If Henry Ruggs gets with the right person, I think he can get back. Because remember, Michael Vick had teamed up with Tony Dungy to get him back. I think if Henry Ruggs finds the right advocate, he can get back into the league. If he can find the right advocate. If Henry Ruggs can find the right advocate, I think he'll get back into the league. Because remember, Michael Vick found one in Tony Dungy, and he was able to get back in there. But, man, appreciate all of you guys, man. Oh, my goodness. Herb and Rogers going, J-Mo did a stop and go full speed against Georgia, though I will never forget that. Hey, so everybody's got their picks here at who would win in a foot race between all of these special speedsters at that wide receiver position there. But, folks, we've ran out of time on tonight's show. I got to appreciate all of you, every last one of you guys, for making this your show, your spot, your conversation table, but talk all things Crimson Tide football. As always, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage on Bama. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store, your Rocket Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone, for your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll be back on Monday, continuing that conversation. It is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can get that subscription, the Touchdown, Alabama.com. Do that right now, today. Pick up that subscription, the Touchdown, Alabama.com. You'll be glad you did right there. Got to appreciate all of you, the Bama fans, for the phone calls tonight, for donations tonight, chatting in the YouTube chat line tonight. Till next time, folks, enjoy the game. Enjoy the atmosphere of the SMU Clemson situation right there. Appreciate you guys. You guys stay safe. You guys stay warm. Love you guys, man. Take care. Till Monday. It's been in my own words.